Hey, my friends, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ. And as always, we do it one bite at a time. So this week, we get the opportunity to jump into the Joseph Smith history, about the first 26 verses or so. And we get the wonderful blessing of studying the account of the first vision, which I love. In fact, we've got some great episodes from our Bomb Bites videos to help you enjoy this section as well. Now, if you'd like some more updated and fresh content, including downloads, a new video, teaching ideas, additional resources, some good questions to ask, along with an amazing recipe that goes so good with this week, make sure you check out the BOM-BITES Linger Longer edition. You can click the link in the comments to subscribe. Thanks, friends, and enjoy the video. So I'm excited for this week where we're starting the Joseph Smith history. I love church history. I think one of the reasons why I love church history a lot is because it adds such a nice dimension to the Doctrine and Covenants. If you were to take the Doctrine and Covenants just at face value, that's exactly what it is. It's doctrine and covenants. What happens when you keep your covenants and what happens when you follow the doctrine. It really is what it says. But one of the reasons I think we love scriptures so much is because of the people in them. And in the Doctrine and Covenants, we don't get a lot into the lives of the people. That's why I want to make sure that we interweave a lot of the church history, because that's where you're going to help fall in love with a lot of the individuals that are mentioned. You might see an individual mentioned in the Doctrine and Covenants, but understanding, again, I've said this before and I'll say it many times again, understanding the context will help you appreciate the content. So that's the goal this year. And I love the Joseph Smith history because you get to know a character. In fact, you get to know a few as well. But I hope this year, as you study the Doctrine and Covenants, you get to love Joseph Smith just a little bit more. You will see him as a normal individual. And I love the fact that we get to see him as an imperfect person, because that's when I start relating to people. Like I know with Nephi in the Book of Mormon, you start reading about him as this, I will go and do, I will build a ship, I am large in stature, all of those things like that there. And he's almost untouchable until you get to that second Nephi chapter 4, where you see him, oh, wretched man that I am, my heart, groaneth because of the sins which easily beset me. And then I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can relate with this guy. So I love the fact that as we study church history, we don't necessarily see the romanticized, beautiful picture of individuals. We see their flaws. And honestly, I am so okay with that, because that's kind of what, it's the way we all are. We're here to learn. We learn from other people's mistakes. And so I love that. So we're going to study about Joseph Smith. And I love Joseph Smith. I absolutely adore him. So I want to give you a little bit of a background to where Joseph was at as he was writing this particular part in the Joseph Smith history. So the question is this: what are some issues, either historical, cultural, or doctrinal, in the last several years that people who are not of our faith have brought up about the church to try to cause trouble and controversy? Now, as I have you think about those things, the goal today is not to get into a lengthy, treatise about those things. I don't want to do that. I don't think we need to do that right now. But there's things like polygamy, there's things like race in the priesthood, all of these things. There's so many different things that people who are not of our faith will bring these things up. And again, these things happened. I absolutely get that. But I love the way Joseph starts out verse 1 of the Joseph Smith history. Owing to the many reports which have been put in circulation by evil disposed and designing persons in relation to the rise and progress of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, all of which have been designed by the authors thereof to militate against its character as a church and its progress in the world, I have been induced to write this history to disabuse the public mind and put all inquirers after truth in possession of the facts, as they have transpired in relation both to myself and the church, so far as I have such facts in my possession. So I love that, because as you're thinking about this, you're just like, boy, it's a good thing stuff like that doesn't happen in our day. Because when you think about all of these things that in the past that have been brought up, where is the best place to go when you hear reports about the church that are designed to militate against its character and its progress in the world? Now, what's interesting is here we are in the year 2021. Back in, like 30 years ago, if I wanted to find some anti-Mormon literature, I would have really had to go to I would have had to actually go to the library, would have had to go find books. And now in 2021, it comes and finds me. So that's why it's so important to go to divinely appointed sources. I think that is such a key element to this whole process. And I am so grateful for the things that have been provided for us to understand those things. I'll remind you again of the resources which are on our Gospel Library app. You go especially into that restoration and church history. There's some great things in here about church history topics, gospel topics essays. It's one of those things where it's going to give you the correct information. So when you see things out there that are designed to militate against the character of the church, here is Joseph giving the facts so far as are in his possession to do so. And I love that. So here's the whole reason why the Joseph Smith history was given, to help provide people facts to help us as we understand these things about church history. So anyway, that is just verse number 1 for today. When we get in tomorrow, I'm going to give you a little bit more context to help you understand what Joseph was going through at the time so that we can help appreciate this Joseph Smith history so much more. Now, again, if you like what you see and you'd like even more, go click the link in the comments for the B.O.M.-BITES Linger Longer edition. Thank you, my friends, so much for watching and for subscribing and sharing these messages. We love that you do that. If you like what you see, click the like button. And of course, you got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you. Take care.